Hello to all subscribers and guests of the channel. Today in our video, we're talking about one of the strictest correctional colonies in Russia, the BlackDolphin prison. BlackDolphin is one of the strictest correctional colonies in Russia. Within the walls of this correctional facility, up to 16,600 inmates can be held, and the staff numbers reach several thousand people. Many legends surround this prison, many of which are truly frightening. Thanks to these stories, this colony became known beyond the criminal world, and not only in Russia, but also in other countries. The colony is located in the town of Solovletsk in Orenburg Oblast. Back in the time of Empress Catherine, robbers and other criminals were exiled to these places, who were tried in large numbers after the suppression of Pugachev's uprising and the peasants. Because of this, there was a fortress in which prisoners were held. Over time, the prison was transformed. It was made specialized. First, it became a transit prison, then an ostrich-stock prison. For some time, prisoners who had tuberculosis were held there. In Soviet times, BlackDolphin was a hospital for inmates. In the 2000s, the prison became what it is now, a strict regime correctional colony for especially dangerous criminals. The prison is an isolated territory on which there are several blocks for inmates. It is designed to hold 1,600 people, but at the moment about 900 are serving their sentences there. Almost every inmate is assigned. Text unclear in the original. Only those criminals serve sentences in BlackDolphin who receive life imprisonment. BlackDolphin has very strict conditions. In Russia, the number of similar colonies can be counted on one hand. Among such institutions, Dolphin is the largest and one of the most famous. Many legends surround the prison. They say it grinds down every inmate who ends up there. By the number of inmate deaths, this prison is one of the leading ones in Russia. The rules here are so strict that many inmates are ready to trade life imprisonment for the death penalty. The correctional colony is located on the territory of Solovletsk. You can get to it the same ways as to the town itself. After the prison became famous, it became a place of a kind of tourism. Those who come to Solovletsk often want to see the prison, at least from the outside. BlackDolphin is an unofficial name of the colony, which appeared after one of the inmates in the 1990s molded a dolphin figure out of papier mâché. It was painted black because it was the only paint available at that time. In the strict regime colony, the sculpture was installed in the prison yard. Despite this, inmates never see it. They are not taken outside, and if that happens, black bags are put over their heads. BlackDolphin is an especially strict regime correctional colony that holds repeat offenders, terrorists, maniacs, and cannibals. Only those who committed especially cruel, inhumane crimes end up here. Among the inmates, there are no ordinary criminals, only those who are sentenced to the highest measure of punishment, life imprisonment. The rules in the prison are very strict and unlike those in other correctional colonies. These rules are quite vividly illustrated by the words of one inmate, who wrote a book about being inside BlackDolphin. Quote, "If today all maniacs, cannibals, terrorists, and the like learn what truly awaits them, I am convinced that many of them will fundamentally change their attitude toward life." I don't know. Maybe it really was given to me by God to see everything with my own eyes and then tell about it. But I know one thing for sure. If the moratorium in our country is, then 700 prisoners of BlackDolphin will run racing and will shout, "Shoot me first." The inmates' lives in prison pass in harsh conditions. They are constantly monitored. They do not walk in the inner yard and barely see daylight. They are forbidden to communicate with each other. The inmates are isolated from one another. So there is no point talking about forming any kind of internal culture. The only communication inmates receive is dialogues with the guards. Thus, an inmate has only a few square meters at their disposal. A video surveillance system is installed inside each cell. Inmates are under supervision 24 hours a day. Artificial light is constantly on in the cell, even at night when inmates sleep. For safety reasons, inmates live by a strict daily schedule that is never broken. Inmates are taken out for a walk once a day, and it happens not in an inner yard, but in a special concrete cell corridor several meters long. The cells have a bed, a bedside cabinet, a stool, and a mirror. Inmates must keep the furniture in perfect cleanliness. There is a radio in the cell. Those who behave well for 10 years get a television. When an inmate is taken out of the cell, they are escorted by several guards and a trained dog. The dog reacts exclusively to the inmate, and one of the guards holds it so that it does not attack the prisoner. Around the prison there are many high points from which aim shooting can be conducted. An inmate can be killed for different reasons, as revenge, so that he does not give up his accomplices or reveal the secrets of the criminal world. And for some inmates, death is a deliverance from suffering. In prison, sometimes even relatives are ready to pay killers in order to free. Text unclear in the original. They shave using electric razors. Several times a day, guards inspect inmates for the presence of forbidden items. In addition, doctors inspect them daily in the medical unit. This is done not to care for their health, but to exclude cases of suicide. In the cell, at 6 a.m. there is a mandatory wake-up, after which you must make the bed and do hygiene procedures. After that, according to the schedule, the first cleaning of the cell begins. All these actions must be done within half an hour. At 6:30, breakfast is brought to the inmates. There is no dining hall in the prison. Food portions are passed through a window into the cell. Breakfast lasts 45 minutes. After that, at 7:15, the radio and electrical outlets are turned on. The outlets and the radio work for half an hour. During this time, you can shave and boil water for tea. Only those who follow the rules have tea leaves. Others make do with plain water. If for 10 years an inmate does not break the rules, he has the right to watch television. At 8 a.m., a scheduled inspection takes place and the radio is turned off. A guard approaches each cell intern. At this moment, the inmate must stand up, raise his hands, place them against the wall, and turn to the wall with his face. The officer reads out the inmate's surname, first name, and patronymic, announces the article under which he was convicted, and repeats that he will be serving life imprisonment. If the inmate has bad behavior, such events happen more often. Sometimes they remind him of his fate every 15 minutes. At 10 a.m., there is a walk in a special box several meters long. The transfer to it is escorted by 3 staff members with a service dog. The walk lasts an hour and a half. For good behavior, its duration can be increased to 2 hours. At 1 p.m., lunch is brought. It lasts 40 minutes. Immediately after it, at 13:40, another cleaning of the cell begins. At 14 o'clock, the radio is turned on again and works until 17 o'clock. At 18 o'clock, dinner is issued. At 20 o'clock, another inspection takes place. At 20:30, the outlets and the radio are turned on again. At 22 o'clock, lights out happens. Inmates must lie down on the bed to sleep. At the same time, surveillance of them does not stop and the light in the cell remains on. In the prison, there are many inmates who became known because of wide resonance in the media. The population in this correctional colony is especially dangerous criminals, so it is not surprising that the whole country knows about their crimes. For every violation of the rules, inmates risk ending up in a punishment isolator, where the inmate can practically not move and remains in one pose for a long time. In addition, for aggression or disobedience, physical force and rubber batons are used. About 400 people serving their sentence in BlackDolphin work in a separate block. There are sewing and shoe workshops. Training is conducted by foremen. During work, inmates are under the strictest supervision. Almost everyone wants to get here because work is the only entertainment and a way to distract from the oppressive routine and schedule. Things produced by inmates are in demand among some trading companies, as well as among local residents of Solovletsk. There are many followers of different religions in BlackDolphin. Most of all, there are Christians and Muslims. Many inmates become believers already in prison. In this, they find salvation for themselves and peace. This is also facilitated by frequent sermons of priests on the radio. Some even write books about their repentance. During the first 10 years of serving the sentence, 2 short visits with close relatives per year are allowed. After this period, the number and duration of visits can be increased, but only if there were no remarks or special prescriptions in the personal file during that time. Getting a mark is not so difficult. It is enough to mess up and violate the rules, or the routine 3 times, and after that the chance for easing the conditions of detention disappears. In the strict regime colony, there are foremen who can teach inmates sewing and shoemaking. Recently, relatives were forbidden to send books. Therefore, the only chance to get access to printed text is to earn money and subscribe to a magazine yourself. Escape from this correctional colony is considered impossible. Fences with barbed wire, several posts with armed guards, dog handlers, and dogs exclude the possibility of escape from the prison. It is important to mention that besides BlackDolphin, on the territory of IK6, there is a settlement colony in which less dangerous criminals are held, who are not serving life sentences. If you enjoyed this video and you really like this format, then subscribe to our channel and leave a like. It helps us grow and promotes our channel. Criminal Group was with you.